All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Akmal, and I'm going to be your MC for today's webinar. And I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today in this webinar organized by Asia Online Publishing Group. For today's agenda on Transform Your Business with Intelligent Automation, we'll begin with a keynote presentation by Shu Pei, Technical Sales for IBM. Shu Pei has over 25 years of IT experience, focusing on technical sales and solution design, as well as having a passion for being a trusted technical advisor for clients and partners, enabling successful deployments. She is working closely with both clients and partners on trending technologies. Following Shu Pei's presentation, we'll move on to a quick introduction on iZeno by our guest speakers, Wesley Lu Kok Min, Senior Project Manager at iZeno, managing the support, project, and pre-sale in the domains of enterprise application, including IBM BPM, Sugar CRM, and Manix local platform. Wesley has 16 years of experience of top management dealing with C-level, then followed by Brenda Lin, software en- software engineer, who will be presenting her insightful demo on IBM Process Automation Manager. Now, before we begin, here are some housekeeping rules before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your control panel on the top right. We will bring the questions to the speakers to address them later in the question to answer session. Now, without further ado, I will pass it over to Shruti. All right, Shruti, you are now the presenter.
Okay, hang on, let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, you can. Okay, so good morning, everyone, and thank you for taking time to join us today. So my name is Xiao Pei, Technical Sales for Automation in IBM Malaysia. So for this session, I will take you through our we like to share some ideas and approaches on how you can make sure that your business application performs well, right, with intelligent automation. To be very specific, is intelligent workflow automation using a flexible enterprise-grade open source platform, right? For you to achieve business agility while you are able to we are able to get software and service cost efficiency. So let's take a look at some studies that have shown that this is a study, as you can see in the footnote, 92, but we did some survey, and 92% of the poll executive have agreed that workflows will be digitized and they want to leverage on AI in 2 years' time, right, by 2025. Now, we also have seen a double-digit growth for labor or workflow-centric process automation. And the addressable market is very huge in 3 years' time, and that's why we have our partner here, iZeno, to co-host this session with us, IBM as a principal, right, for implementation services to bring you on this journey of intelligent workflow automation. Now, some common challenges that the development team are facing, for speed to market to deliver intelligent automation project. So some of these top challenges would be learning new tools and languages, right? Because there is a lot of open source technology out there. So there's some kind of the barrier of entry could be fairly high, right? So this is where, as IBM as a principal, we are here to support you. The other set of challenges would be poorly defined business requirement or user requirements. So again, we have our partner here, our services partners, implementation services delivery partner here, iZeno, joining hands with us to bring you on this journey where we can help you to engage your business users for requirements gathering, right? There's also limited collaboration between the development team and the the business user, we call them nowadays, we call them knowledge workers. So we need a common platform for to engage or to for to onboard your business knowledge workers who know their business processes and their business logic, for you to um, drive intelligent workflow automation project. Of course, today some of the your existing infra could be a bit more monolithic and inflexible, and you are maybe you are having some kind of modern microservices driven architecture in your roadmap. So we this open source workflow platform will offer this roadmap from where you are to take you from where you are to the modern microservices event driven architecture. Now, so we can see a lot of organizations adopting open source technology for efficiency on software license costs as well as services costs, because I mean, uh, uh, we know that a lot of fresh grads and graduates who have maybe less than 5 years of experience, they are more exposed to open source technology. So if you want to build a team, right, to start and manage and scale this platform, so open source technology is the way to go. However, so these are some of the advantages: lower cost, access to fast-moving software because it's this community support, so you get new feature and function, and you keep up with technology in the market or the trending technology at all time. However, the disadvantages will be some of this open source technology will be lacking security and security fixes, or there may be some vulnerabilities that require some real-time or quick support to fix it. Right? Like for example, in the recent years, there are some vulnerabilities, and later I'll come to that. And then IBM is the first, we build and release fixes very quickly, right? If it's a serious vulnerability. Of course, if the community approach is do-it-yourself kind of DIY. So some of the existing open source technology adopters, they are reaching out to us, IBM, for principal support, and for more stable releases of this open source technology. Hi. Okay, so what we are offering today for this session is a open edition of a workflow, open source workflow technology called JPPM, as you can see on the bottom right. Hope you can follow my mouse cursor here. If you are new to JPPM, later I will give you I'll take you through the definition of, the how what is JPPM, how it came about, and what is the roadmap for JPPM. You can see as we have for more modern cloud native microservices architecture. So we are moving to is progressing to Cogito. So you are ready to progress from JPPM to Cogito. And then if it's a rule-based kind of platform, business rules, you want to automate decision. This is where I believe a lot of open source technology adopters, they are familiar with this language called rules, right? So we basically package this open source technology as Process Automation Manager Open Edition that comes with both process and decision automation. There's no license cost. You only pay for subscription and support. So that's the difference. So sometimes you may ask when you evaluate IBM technology means it's commercial and you need to pay for license cost. But here we maintain the spirit of open source and we keep it as open source. Okay, and it's built on top of these leading open source projects. uh, Primary JPPM. So I did a Google search yesterday. So this is what you can see on the JPPM page. It's a toolkit for you to automate business processes. So you can just get any interns or fresh grads to pick up this technology very quickly. Later, I will tell you why. So it's essentially an open source workflow engine. It follows standards. Like for example, if you're familiar with BPM, the standard for BPM is BPMN 2.0, right? So there's no vendor login because you follow industry standards. Right? So these are some of the standards that's being adopted. I mean that the platform follows. So for case management will be CMN, and decision will be DMN. So it's more modeling kind of concept. Um, and of course for business rules, like we continue to love to enhance rules, but this is more a developer-centric kind of language. But if you have the flexibility of using both DMN to model your decision tree or your decision logic, and or you can do hand coding on the business rules using rules language. Okay, so you can download and get started very quickly, no charge. Of course, with JPPM, the support comes from the community. Now, but you can use JPPM to learn more to get started and learn about and experience what this platform offers. So here it combines the power of intelligent process automation with digital workforces. Right? So it's a platform that brings human and system together, right, for task assignment and to speed up the processing of typical workflow which requires review and approval. Now, some of this workflow will change over time as you drive continuous business improvement. So you need a platform that helps you to deliver business agility, right? Where the developers will be, it's easy for the developers to manage their business, the workflow application lifecycle, right? As you make changes, it's easy for you to deploy, right? So that gives you the speed to market. And this is where the platform that brings human and system together, right, through a sequence of steps with a routing logic on who to process what, based on based on specific condition or business logic or business rules. Right, so it comes with decision automation, and it also supports it supports both traditional architecture, which is monolithic or J2E, to modern microservices based architecture where you start to look at Cogito. Now, when you subscribe to this open edition, what we offer as a value add from IBM as a principal is a limited use license of RPA. Right, so if you are new to RPA, you can just do a Google search on RPA. What it does is to simulate human clicking on the UI. Right, so we call it a UI integration. So if you need some quick automation without implementing system to system integration, this is where RPA comes in as a digital worker in your, which is the digital workforces, is where you combine process automation with digital workforces, and this digital workforce is powered by RPA. So it gives you, so the platform comes, I mean the license not the license subscription, the support subscription comes with it comes with RPA for you to try out and for you to have a human workforce augmented by digital workforce. So if you can see, development team is facing all these pain point and challenges, especially when it comes to workflow. This vendor lock-in and this lacking cost effectiveness, right? And that is, you also need to have a more API-driven kind of architecture where you can integrate with third-party or existing system. Okay, so this platform gives you a full range of features and capabilities from cloud native architecture, developer friendliness, open source, and it also supports open standards. So it's equivalent to a commercial platform, but and on top of that, we offer principal support, right? Where we release maintenance fixes, bug fixes, and if you have any day-to-day operational issues, you can open a support ticket with IBM. And if you need to implement complex processes, complex workflow automation project, this is where you engage our service partner, Izino, who is co-hosting this session with us. Right, so some case studies, this is closer to us, Singapore. It's referenceable, that's why I put it here. This is the Energy Market Authority. They have have their enterprise, they are having enterprise adoption of this open source platform, and they subscribe to IBM Open Edition, Business Automation Manager Open Edition for principal support, post-sale support, and a subscription to keep them updated on the latest version, like with latest features and bug fixes and releases. So the what business benefit is to reduce processing time. So it is industry agnostic, right? You can automate any processes. It can be a client-facing processes, or it can be an internal process. It's as simple as let's say open the support ticket where you take it, you go through a sequence of steps for different support service staff to across different departments to investigate and to resolve the problem or to work on the support request before you complete the processing, yeah. So that you can complete the processing in time. Or it can be a business process, like for example here Medif, yeah, to automate processing of invoices. So with this, our differentiation is through open source with principles. Okay, so how do you get started? Of course, you need a business use case. So you can engage your business users or your knowledge workers to check, to find out what is the strategy, what is their strategic priorities. Is it to continually optimize their day-to-day operation, the business operation? So these are the questions that you can ask. If for employees to be more productive, it can be an internal process. So again, what I would like to just highlight that a typical workflow project may be, it can be commercial or can be open source. Sometimes, based on my observation, that it's very they don't make changes to the workflow to drive continuous business improvement. So the workflow is a bit static. Right, so it is in any workflow project, it's important for you to adapt your application, to make changes to your workflow application, so that you can quickly catch up with, be aligned to changing policies, regulations, or customer behavior. Right, so it is that gives you business agility. Right? So this is a very important key benefit that you might want to consider when you're engaging your business users for use cases, to prioritize use cases. So of course, business users or executive nowadays, they are all talking about AI. So whatever they technology that they're adopting, there must be some element of AI. So this platform allows you to infuse your workflow operation with AI capabilities, right, through optimization. And this more to deliver better customer experience. Right? So some questions for you to help you to prompt your business users so that you can quickly identify use cases. So again, so as I mentioned earlier, this is a platform for you to onboard your line of business, right, with your business practitioner, so you can work hand in hand with the IT developer. So the platform, it is developer centric. However, it also allows you to engage, to have a collaboration across both IT and business. So it's it can cater to different persona, both IT and business persona, as well as your business stakeholders. So this is just some features, some highlight on, since it's developer centric, so we offer, uh, uh, we give flexibility. I mean, this platform provides flexibility for you to use your the tools or the IDE, the programming tool that most developers are familiar with, right? So with this VS Code, and this is, I believe, it is free. A lot of widespread adoption, so you can continue to use the developer IDE of your choice, right? But there's a lot of plugin integration with this platform. And for you to model your business rules, because you're engaging your business practitioner or the product owners who knows the business logic. So it's easy for them to model their logic, the business logic, uh, uh, with the Excel-like kind of decision table. So it gives you, it allows you to work with the tools that you're familiar with. Right? So there is a compatibility and integration as well as support. So it's business friendly. Now, this product was previously called Red Hat Process Automation Manager, which is, and now it has been transitioned to IBM. Right. So when you need to subscribe to, if you are familiar with Red Hat PAM, then moving forward you will need to subscribe with IBM. So that's the only difference. Yeah. But under the hood or under the cover is essentially JPPM. And we keep it current. So when it was transitioned to IBM 2 years ago, it was version 8. Now it's version 9. And so we continue to deliver, to enhance, to make it more user friendly, and for you to keep up with the trending technology on more modern cloud native microservices driven architecture. So later, Brenda will take you through the technical demos of how to use this platform. Just some, yeah, so there's proper documentation, very structured documentation, unlike community, where you rely on the community to write documentation. Here, IBM, this is what you get when you subscribe. In fact, this is, you do a Google search on Business Automation Manager Open Edition, you'll be able to get to this documentation page. So to give you, if you are familiar with Red Hat, there's a migration guide from how to move from existing Red Hat PAM to this platform. Right now, so again, if Cogito, it is the next generation cloud native, based on cloud native, and the community that's driving on this full set of open source project is key community. It stands for knowledge is everything. So you can again do a Google search to find out more. Now, for AI and optimization, for AI feature, you can consider Okta Planner. Now, if you want to subscribe to this AI and optimization feature, you go back to Red Hat to do that. Yeah, but again, so that's the only difference. Okay, and of course, you already know that Red Hat is part of is part of IBM to a certain extent. All right. So just a quick summary of what this platform offers, and just to reinforce the message that why IBM is promoting open source. Again, we are a long-standing champion for open source software with all these with Linux Foundation, Apache, and Eclipse. So we are very much a part of open source, a very key contributor to open source community. So this leading open source projects, I mean, is primarily, the key community member will be IBM and Red Hat. So what we did was to take some of these upstream projects and then consolidate them and stabilize it so that it's enterprise ready. So you don't need to change to upgrade your version all the time, right? So sometimes you need to work with steady version, because when you upgrade version, then you have to do backward regression testing so that nothing breaks. So we understand the enterprise the business needs of our enterprise client. So we make it enterprise ready, and we provide maintenance commitment and support to the version that you are subscribing to, the IBM version that you are on, right? And when we build fixes, we will contribute back to the upstream. So this is a closed loop, and with continuous feedback. So just a quick glance on why choose IBM for open source. I would say technical support besides the knowledge base, security, right? Bug fixes, vulnerabilities, we will fix it. Partner ecosystem, here we have Izino as well as the roadmap from current legacy monolithic to modern microservices architecture. So yeah, so with the support from IBM, 24/7, they speed to market, reduce downtime. These are some of the business benefits. Right, and why pay for open source? So you are not paying for the software license cost, you are only paying for subscription to get support from IBM, and to stay current on the latest stable version of this full range of open source projects, under KIE, under key, required key. So just want to highlight, for example, a very this is a widespread vulnerability, log4j, back in 2021, and we were the one to, we acted on it quickly and released the fixes so that the vulnerability can be addressed very quickly for enterprise platform. Yeah. And of course, you can avoid vendor login because it's open source. Yes, you will be having, you will get a copy of these slides. So I'll just leave it to you on the when you want to build business certification on why do you subscribe to IBM when it's an open source project or it's an open source work toolkit or platform. So this you can use some of these bullets to build certification. Right. So these are in terms of functionality testing, right? So we do thorough testing, we do all kinds of testing to make it more enterprise grade and help. Yeah, and this is important. Instead of relying on community for step one issue, you are getting direct support from IBM. Yeah, so you can open support ticket and you save one, you get this kind of SLA for support. So what is community support versus enterprise is essentially your SLA, which is important. And this is not what this you don't get this from the community. Second will be security, yeah, the bug fixes and other security fixes and all that, right, to address vulnerabilities. So as a next step, you have a high in the this is a 1 hour session, so it's a very brief walkthrough that Brenda will take you through. Now, but if you need a more detailed session, we can schedule a demo, a more deeper dive demo. But if you need help on how to get started with use cases, business use cases, we can we can organize or we can have you can reach out to us, both Izino and IBM. Together, we will help you to run a half-day automation innovation workshop. This is a very structured solution assessment approach, or you can call it discovery, to where we share our technology, and then you share with us. The business users will share what are their current pain points, where they are now, and where they want to be, and then do some gap analysis to bring you forward, right, with a proposed or recommended architecture. And likely where you can start with the MVP, minimum viable product. For developers, you can try this non-production version at no charge. Okay. So this I've gone through this. You can do a Google search on automation innovation workshop. You get to this page. Yeah, there are some links. You can again Google search, right, on the Open Edition Developer Program, or you can just click on this link for you to get hold of this software, right, to get started. I will encourage you to join the automation community. And we also have, besides business automation committee, we also have a text exchange, IBM text exchange community with a lot of what do you call it? This community with documentation and sharing, as well as online webinars for you to stay current with this open source technology. Yeah, so just now earlier I mentioned, right? So it's easy to get started, to have your own team to manage and scale this platform, to get started, manage and scale this platform. So I got an intern, right? And I asked my intern to, well, over a course of 3 months, right? So he developed this documentation. Right? Intern who doesn't know about JPPM, he was able to do something with it. So you can just click on this link to find out more. And we also have a college student, right? Know nothing about JPPM and some documentation of the learning experience. So take a look, right? If you're interested to explore further on this technology, on this open source technology. So I just want to quickly switch to I keep asking you all to do Google search, so a very quick one. You can just do the Google search on IBM Business Automation Community. Click on this link, and I encourage you to join the community. So I'm also a member of this community, and you can get access to online webinars. So the other community that you can explore would be IBM Tech Exchange. Just do this. and you'll get to this tech exchange conference, and there's a lot of there are a lot of materials there. So with that, I look forward to some of you expressing interest for us to take the next step. And I'll now pass pass it to our to Wesley from Izeno for the second part of this session. Back to you.
Hi, good
Or
morning.
okay.
Hey, Alma, could you please show the slide?
Yes, we are presenting the slides right now. Just give us a second. Just give us a second. All right.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Uh, I'm Wesley Lu from the ICNO. Before we move on to the short demo section by our Brenda, please to allow me to do a short intro about ICNO. Next, please. Okay. ICNO is a logicalist company which has been set up since year 2003, which HQ in Singapore, and we have branches in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippines. So we have a team of over 160 certified professionals working across Asia. And over the years, we have delivered over 500 mission critical projects, and our main capabilities and strengths are covering the areas of IBM's BPM, Mendix Low Code, CRM, ITSM, middleware, analytic, IT automations, cloud solutions. Yeah, yeah. I will pass to the our demo sections.
All right. We shall begin the presentation and
Yeah,
demo. Yes,
yeah.
give us a few seconds.
Yeah, I
All
proceed on the demo.
right. Okay. We are presenting the demo right now. Just give us a few seconds to open the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Brenda and I'm the developer at Izeno and I will be your presenter today. In this session, I will be taking a deep dive into the world of process automations by demonstrating how to create an applications process using the IBM Process Automations Manager Open Editions (PAMOE). Let's get started. Today, I will cover these four main topics. First, I will walk through a process based on ready-made examples, the employee onboarding process. Second, I will show how to create a process using IBM Business Automation Studio, and also show how to create a new branch for the developments. Last but not least, how to deploy the process into the server. Before I start creating the process, let me quickly walk you through the employee onboarding project, a real-world scenario that showcases the power of process automations in actions. We will navigate to the employee onboarding project, which illustrates how the IBM PAMOE streamlined the employee onboarding process. Here we have a visual representations of the employee onboarding process. Now let's imagine a scenario. A new employee is ready to join our organizations. We will illustrate the onboarding process right here, capturing the essence of the automations from the very beginnings. As the process starts, you will witness the tasks begin automatically assigned. Different departments and stakeholders receive their roles, ensuring a well-coordinated onboarding experience. We now at the manager's approach stage. This is where the automations meet the decision makings. With these decision makings, manager can seamlessly review and approve the tasks related to equipment, access, and more. Besides, the employee onboarding process integrate with the HR payroll systems and to ensure the seamless data synchronizations and minimizing the manual data entry. From this diagram, communication is the key. Employee will receive email notifications once the process started. The systems ensure new employees are kept informed through the outbound emails, enhancing their overall onboarding experience. Now let's start creating a simple evaluation process in IBM Business Automation Studio. Business Central, the central hub where we create, manage, and optimize our processes. In the main page, you will see there are 4 different components. Design is for the creating the process applications. Deploy is for managing the server. Manage is used by the admins to look at various items such as process definitions, process instances, audit tracks, and work obligations. And last but not least, track is used to access the dashboard capabilities. In this demo, we will deal with the design components for the most part. Space are dedicated virtual workspace that provide the efficient organizations, collaborations, and resources management for the projects and the teams. They offer enhanced visibilities, access control, and the customization to simplify the works within the IBM PMOE and the Business Automation Studio. So I have a demo space. We add new projects, evaluations, these assets are for designing, deploying, and maintaining the business processes. Some common types of assets like business process are the container for designing, deploying, and managing the end-to-end business processes, including the workflow, user interface, and the integration point. The data objects represent the structured data used in the processes. They define attributes and the relationship of the data entities. The decision service can automate the business decisions based on the predefined role and the logics. And the form, these assets enable the creations of custom forms and the user interface for the process, tasks, and the interactions. Now, let's begin by creating a new process models evaluations. This is the foundations of our application process. Creating a process is as simple as drag and drop. Choose the elements you need and arrange them on your canvas. Okay. On the left-hand side, show the BPMN palettes which contain all the DMN constraints available for use in the DLD. The right-hand side is the properties panels that provide the access to the properties of the models. There are few common palettes that we often to use. We have a start, immediate, and the end events that represent triggers or stage within the process. And the activities and the sub processes represent the work of actions taking place. Gateway, we have few gateway determines the decisions point and branching. Artifacts is the annotations and the groups provide the content and information about the process. And we also have the custom task to call the REST API and connect to the external API. Now we will design the flow of our applications process by using the palettes. The main purpose of this process is to systematically average the employees' performance based on the KPI, feedbacks, and self-assessments. Therefore, we need to configure our process variables of this process in the properties under the process data. So I have created the employee as a string, reasons, performance as an integer, and indicator as a string. So let's start with the start events. After that, we will create a user task to let the administrator to submit the forms. We'll have a parallel gateway and again. After the initial submit the form, we will he will send to two persons. So we have two user tasks. One is sent to the HR to average the performance, and the second will go to the PM, project manager. After that, we save and see whether it's success. After we design the diagram, so we need to set the input output to let the system know which data he will need to fix. So the task we have performance actions. This is as an employee. The after is as an employee. And the assignment, we will have a two input and one output. Okay. Business. Output will be the performance. Then target for the variables is also as a performance. Okay. After setting this, so we can go same as the HR operations user task. And the difference is here we only allow the group of HR to claim this job. So we need to have a assign to HR. And we have a three input here to let the HR to key in. Same as PM. Operations. After done, save it. See whether got an error. So now the next step is to configure our form to allow the user to enter the information we need. A form in IBM PAM-OE typically consider various components or elements that allow the users to input and view the data. Okay. So forms are the critical components for the creating user-friendly and interactive business process applications. Forms serve as an interface for the users to input and view the data within the context of the business process. Some of the key features of forms in IBM Studio is that it is a drag and drop form designers that allow the user create and customize the form without the need of extensive codings or technical expertise. The second is attachments and documents upload. This allows form can be include the capabilities to upload the attachments or documents. This is particularly useful for the scenario where the user need to submit supporting fields or image along with the form data. And besides, we have also form can be seamlessly integrated with the process data and variables, allowing the user to interact with and manipulate the process specific information directly from the forms. And form can be styled as the themes to match the brandings and designs of the overall applications. This ensures a consistent and the professional look and feel. In conclusions, these features collectively empowers users and developers to create dynamics, user-friendly, and adaptable forms within the IBM PAM-OE, enhancing the overall user experience and data collections capabilities of business process applications. Creating branches in IBM PAM-OE offers several benefits, particularly in the content of collaborative software developments and process management. Branches provide a structured way to isolate changes, support the parallel development efforts, and maintain the versions control. Now, let me show you how to create a new branch in the IBM Studio. Go back to the Business Studio. Under this project, the evaluation project, from the above, you can see they have a master branch, is the main branch. So after these projects completed and deployed, you can have another branch for the development. So because we do not need to cache our instance that we have already done. So this one name it as development. And copy from the master branch if you want. If you have multi branches, so you can copy from the branches that you want. Okay. So now we are in the development branch. For example, let's add access. For example, the data objects. Data object is like data. Okay. So we have created a data object here. So we add some field for this. Name as a string. Phone numbers, for example. So that's a string. Created. And we save our data objects. Okay. After save, we go back to our page. You can see they have 5 assets, including the data object that we created. But in our master branch, we only have 4 assets. So how can we commit these changes to our master branch? Let me show you. You can see here we have a change request, and we submit the change request to the master branch and give some summary. added the employee data. Target to which branch. If you have many branches, then you can choose by your own. So the file changes because we just added one file. So yeah. After done, you can click submit. Okay, you can see the change request has been successful. So this one will not yet done because this is just a request to the master branch. So we need to go to the master branch to confirm the requestment, to approve our requestment. So here, here we can reject, or you can reject or merge the file. After approve, after merge, then you will see in the master branch, we now have a 5 assets, same as the development branch. So this is how we commit our changes codes in the Business Studio. After we done configure and design our process in the Business Studio, let me show you how to deploy the process into the Kai server. By clicking these buttons above and deploy the process, the project. So after done, we can view the deployments details under the design components. Let me show you where is it. We deploy, and we click by deploy, and we can see here we have an aversions 1.0.0 snapshot, and this instance have been started. So let's test our process instance, see whether it's working or not. So we start a process instance. It's aversions. So this is the form that we designed just now. So the submitted and see. Let's view the task. The task status have been reserved. So the action, let's see, view the process. And based on this diagram, you can see the processor have been started and it under this user's task flow. Okay. So the next step is after done the self-evaluations, we will pass to the HR and the PM to give some feedback to average your performance. And this is the information that we put in just now. So the data and the value have been captured under these process variable steps. So for example, I'm a HR, so I will claim the task and work. So I will start and give the performance. Because this performance as an integer, so give 80, complete. You can see the actual owners will be have a PAM and admin because now I'm an admin. Okay. Updating the versions of the applications in IBM PAMS involves several steps to ensure a smooth transitions from the existing versions to the new one. Under this project, we go to the setting. This is our configurations for this project. So we have a name, URL, and a group ID, artifacts ID, and the versions. So we can change the versions from here. Save it. After done, Let's deploy and see. You will see there are two versions of abbreviations projects deployed. Administrative toolings includes the functionalities related to the logs and reports, which are essentials for the overseeing the health, performance, and compliance of business processes. Log can be monitored in the real times, allowing the administrators to detect and respond to issue as they happens. Real-time log monitoring is particularly useful for ensuring a smooth process executions. Reports in IBM PAM-OE are generated to provide insight, summaries, and visual representations of process data, performance, and trends. Reports help the administrator make the informed decisions and assess the effectiveness of business processes. In summary, administrative toolings plays a critical role in IBM PAM-OE by providing the administrator and users with the means to monitoring, manage, and optimize the business processes. So that was the end of the presentations. Thank you for joining us today's sections. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brenda, for that insightful presentation. We've run off slightly, but we have one final session to start, which is the Q&A session. So while we change our slides, let me check if there's any questions that we will be pointing towards our speakers. Right. Okay. All right, okay, we have one question. Okay, let me read it out. What is the value of using Process Automation Manager for my business? I believe this question is more towards the IZB people.
Just let me to answer on this. Okay. PAM is basically a powerful cloud open source tools which can help your business to run more efficient and at a scale on the cloud. So basically, it's provide a full comprehensive solutions to address the various facets of your business automations and optimizations. Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you. Hopefully that answers the question to the person who asked. Okay, moving on to the next question. Okay, this person asks, I'm looking to renew my PAM subscription and I'm confused about the product change. So how would that be explained?
Oh, okay. Uh, Basically, Red Hat PAMs in IBM's PAMs are the same product and they offer the same functionalities. So with the move to IBM's, you can see more investment and contributions from wider communities, and they actually offering the greater automations, integration options for the customer. All right,
Okay, thank you so
am I answer the
much.
question?
Yes, I believe that answered the question. Great. Thank you, Wesley. All right. Okay, we have a question for Shopee. How do I get started with this platform?
Okay, so thank you for the question. So how to get started? As you know, this is a open source technology. So you get started by doing a Google search on JPPM, download JPPM, and then refer to some of the resources. As I shared earlier, my intern has built a fairly comprehensive documentation based on JPPM, not even the open edition, right? My intern downloaded the toolkit and he he built the documentation based on open source technology, only open source, nothing on IBM. So some of the common challenges that he faced while working on this open source, while learning about this open source platform, is that the behavior can be a bit unpredictable and unexpected. So so it's this error that comes out, and the only source of info, the only source of support is the community. So you can create a post in the community, but then you rely on the community to respond to you. So now, so you can get started with that if there's no urgency of building a enterprise grade kind of project, right? But if you have, if your objective is to build an enterprise ready workflow automation project, then you might want to consider downloading the developer edition of IBM Open Edition. Okay, so the name is a bit mouthful, so we can call it PAM-OE or BAM-OE, whichever. Right, so just download the developer edition and then try it out. And if you hit any problem, you can reach out to our partner here, iZeno team, and as well as principal from IBM, that will be myself, right? While you are learning how to use this tool, and you have identified business use cases or processes that you want to automate, that your business stakeholders is asking you to automate. And I would suggest you may want to get started with the more enterprise ready version of this open source technology. Yeah. So but of course, if you haven't identified these the use cases and you like to get started, Brenda have shown you a very simple employee onboarding process. How do you automate an employee onboarding? Right? But this is a HR process, so it might be a bit challenging for you to justify investment in this to automate this HR process. So you need to automate, let's say, when your client submitted an application for service support products or services, or is making an inquiry, you want to be able to do automatic routing to the different respective owners to respond quickly, and you are able to track it. Yeah. So you can start with internal process to improve your business operation or your support operation, and then move to transition to client-facing application. Let's say if in a banking environment, or your prospective client wants to open an account, make an inquiry, or filling up some let's say once your prospective client is looking to apply for mortgages, for loan, and you want to do a pre-qualification check on whether you are eligible for this loan. Yeah, you can automate the process, right? It can be this could be a straight-through process, or it involves human to do some pre-qualification checking, right? So this is a client-facing app. So yeah, you can start with different. There are multiple entry points, but if you need some help from us, from practitioner like us, both iZeno and IBM, I would suggest maybe you can reach out to us for the automation innovation workshop. It's just half a day of your time. That's yeah. That's a
All right.
long answer
Okay.
to a very short question.
Yes, it's a long but very insightful answer. And I'd also just like to just mention that since there's a community inside, it's quite good that there's other people to refer to, and also look into different types of what people are doing with their solutions and so on. So that's quite great. All right. Moving on. Another question for you, Shobi. What can I expect from the automation innovation workshop? Yes.
Okay.
Follow up question.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, what is automation innovation workshop? It's just a branding for discovery workshop. So if you want to find out more about this workshop, what is the outcome of this workshop, you can do a Google search. But it's essentially a very structured way of conducting a discovery workshop, where we tell you, we walk through the art of the possible, right? As in what are the typical use cases, or proof of concept or proof of value that we have done, right? Automating some typical processes for you to consider. Have some. This is like the future state, and then the second part of the section of this workshop will be to hear from the business stakeholders or the business users as well as the IT team on what are your current challenges that is holding you back from uh, embarking or starting a workflow automation project, or if you have already started your workflow automation project using some kind of commercial software out there in the market, and because you want to avoid vendor lock-in, and and then due to license costs, you are there's a roadblock for you to expand usage or an adoption of the workflow platform. This is where you can consider open source, because it's open source, right? You can build as many workflow projects as you want, or automate as many processes as you want on this platform, right? So that allows you to scale. And while we are while you're expanding the adoption of this platform for across multiple departments, across multiple line of businesses, and that your business stakeholders will ask you two things. First is operations support, day-to-day operation support. Second is security vulnerabilities. If there's any vulnerability for this kind of web technologies, how do you address it, right? And as well as third will be, of course, AI. Right? What is your roadmap for AI? So if we will share some of these learning experiences, or some of these tips and tricks of how you can get started from where you are to get to where you want to be, the to be state, and we give you a recommendation on a roadmap to get there. So that's the outcome of the workshop.
All right, thank you. That's it's quite an insightful workshop, if I do say so myself. All right, we're moving on to the final question. I believe this is for Wesley and Brenda. Um, what is the value of using Process Automation Manager for my business?
I think this question has been answered just now, is it?
Oh wait, sorry. Wait. Oh, apologies.
It's
I've read
the same. Uh,
I've read, oh, sorry. I've read the wrong message. Right.
yeah.
Um, the proper question is, how do business experts work with Process Automation
Oh,
Manager? Yes.
okay, that's quite simple. Business expert actually can use Excel to build the decision table, and they can actually apply the or use the business center user interface to define the required processes, rules, or cases. So that is so simple for the business expert to work with the PAM. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Short and simple. All right. Okay. Let
Yeah.
me check. There's any few other questions. Okay, so far there's no further questions. One attendee said thank you to all the speakers for the very insightful session. And I think with that, we are slightly over the session. Before we officially end the webinar, would the speakers have any final say, any last words to the attendees? Anyone?
Yeah, so we look forward. Thank you for having us. So we look forward to getting some interest from you, so that we can take this forward and um, engage on the next step of this journey. Yeah, on the take this forward on your journey to workflow automation.
Okay, Wesley, anything if you would like to say?
Yeah, same as per the Xiaobei mentioned just now. We're looking forward for some feedback interest uh, from the audience here.
Okay, all right. Brenda?
Yeah, thank you for joining
All right.
us today's sections. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, again, thank you everyone for staying and joining this webinar. We hope to see you soon, and if you have any queries, you may contact IT after this webinar. All right, without further ado, this is the end of the session. Thank you for joining, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.